Well, here we are for a brand new season, our fourth season of The Save, a brand new transfer window, and I suspect it's going to be a very busy, hard season. So let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to the Liberty Stadium in Swansea. And if you are a first-time visitor, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment and help the channel to grow and help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling above. And we have the worst possible beginning to the season that we could possibly have wished for. We are away at Liverpool in our first game. But before that, I think we should take a look at what happened during that remarkable season that we had last year. And in terms of the new arrivals, Ludwig Augustinsson stands out by a country mile. We brought him in for 8.75 million, average rating of 7.43. Satriano, an average rating 7.41. Kotchap was a brilliant signing for £8 million. He got 7.33. Yaxin Adley, also a great signing for £10 million. We brought him in 7.26. Everybody seemed to have a good season. Vitinha, 7.2. Hojek, who came in, 7.1. Levitt, 7.11. They all seem to have a very, very good season. And quite rightly so, because the season itself was absolutely fantastic. And maybe 12 or 13 players. Youssef Barassi, though, unfortunately 6.99, had a poor start. £35 million he cost us, but he has started towards the end of the season to repay that. The signing of the season, the board were absolutely delighted with the signing of Augustinsson, and he was the standout player of last season. Absolutely fabulous. In terms of the loans out, Dabila, the only one who actually did anything of note. He doesn't really figure in my plans, but he was the only one who had a good season. And in terms of what happened on the field, we finished 5th in the Premier League. Absolutely brilliant season. We were only expected to avoid a relegation battle. And in terms of the season, we had an absolutely brilliant season. We had a slow start. But as the season went on, as it came to December, January, we got into a groove and it fell apart towards the end of the season. There was a lot of green in the middle part of the season when we were in our best form. We won the Euro Continental Cup. And that amazing game against Bayer Leverkusen in the final, which just went one way then the other, and we finally ran out winning that on penalties. In the FA Cup, we lost in the final to Liverpool by 4-0. And in the Carabao Cup, we were beaten in the 4th round by Chelsea, playing the reserve team. I wasn't really that interested in the Carabao Cup. Moments to remember, well, the 10-0 win against Banik Ostrava was the highlight, but also we had a fabulous 6-1 win against Watford in November. And the goal of the season was also against Watford when we played them away. And it's the goal by Ahulu, but I have actually seen better goals than this one. It was a nice long-range shot, hit first time low into the corner, but I've seen better goals last season than that one. But that's the fans' goals of the season, so that's their choice. In terms of the finances, everything has been absolutely remarkable. The only thing that's down by a few million is the broadcast revenue, and I don't understand that, because that should be up on last season, because we were a better team, we were in a better competitions, and that doesn't make any sense to me. But it's been financially a very, very good year. Swansea are still a rich club, and in terms of shirt sales, Hojek, interestingly, was the #1 shirt sale, with Satriano, Vitinha, Barassi and Levitt, Dylan Levitt, the young lad, making up the top 5 in terms of the shirt sales. And what a sight that is. The best 11, all of them with ratings over 7. And that's a phenomenal performance. And we deserved our success. They played their hearts out. 22 assists for Augustinson. And the goals were fairly spread out amongst the forwards. But in terms of the accolades, well, I did manage to win the Premier Division Manager of the Year, surprisingly. Augustinson was the fans' player of the season, Satriano, the young player of the season, Augustinson, signing of the season, Uhulu, scoring the goal of the season, as we saw, Hojek, top goal scorer with 26 goals, hoping for more from him this year, and then it just goes Augustinson with the most assists, 22, Satriano, most player of the match awards. It was a remarkable season. Ben Cabango had the best pass completion. It's lovely to see him up there. Record breakers, Adam Hojek with 26 goals is the most goals scored in a season by a Swansea player, and the most assists by Augustinson with 22. And the highest transfer amount paid was 35 million for Yusuf Barassi. It was a remarkable season, but we have the toughest possible start that we could have imagined. Not only do we play Liverpool away in our first game, but it gets even harder after that. But first of all, it's been a fairly busy transfer window, but not too busy. We tried not to mess with the team so much. But looking at the players who've gone out, first Ryan Manning went out on a free to Zenit. And many boys went out on loan, but the big news, Flynn Downs was sold to Wolves for £17.5 million. He'd become a little bit over-aggressive. He got sent off 3 times last year, and when Wolves offered £17.5 million for him, I decided time for him to go. Diego Rico eventually, after a couple of years, has been signed by Sporting CP for £1.6 million. And unfortunately, he was a good prospect when we signed him, but he never actually made it. And the sad loss, we lost Martin Satriano. Bayern Munich came in with a bid of £41 million, and the board just snapped their hands off and took that money without any problem. We paid £13.5 million for him. We've made a very handsome profit on him. Does leave us a little bit short up front, but I still feel we have enough up front in terms of the players that we have. And the transfers in, we needed a goalkeeper, and we have brought in Luis Junior for £12.25 million. He's a Brazilian and looks the ticket to me. He's got everything that I want from a goalkeeper. The only problem with him is his passing is not great, but hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. So we've brought in a new goalkeeper. We've also brought in Mela from Atalanta for £19.75 million. He is a right back, and I like the look of this guy. He's better than what we had at right back before, and I like the look of him. And he can also play on the left, which is very, very good. I think that he is going to be a very, very good player. He's a good physical player, and he's technically not bad as well. So he's a nice little signing for £20 million. Reece Williams, we had a little bit of a hiccup with him, and we just managed to extend his loan eventually, which I thought we'd done before the season started. Hannibal, we brought in from Manchester United for £37.5 million. He's a young lad, 21 years old. He's got super attributes, and if we can develop him right, I think he's going to turn into be an absolutely brilliant player. And so £37.5 million, I think that's well spent. And finally, we brought in Taylor Harwood-Bellis from Manchester City for £30 million. He's a young centre-back, and although untried and untested, I again like the look of this young boy, and if we develop him over the next couple of years properly, I think he could turn out to be a very, very good ball-playing defender, and very much looking forward to seeing him play over the course of the season and seeing how he develops. So we have strength in depth in pretty much every department. We are still looking for one or two players. I'd like to have another midfielder in, and in terms of the total sales, we've spent £98 million, but we've actually brought in £77 million. So we still have £54 million left, and a little bit of wage budget, £1,000 a week wage budget, which we can play with, and so we're sitting pretty well in terms of finances, and I wouldn't rule out any other transfer business in the couple of weeks that's left, and I do believe there'll be a few more signings before the season's window comes to an end at the end of August. In terms of the board expectations, it's going to be tough. Reach the second round, knockout round of the Euro, Premier Division top half, quarterfinals of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. I don't care about the Carabao Cup personally, but the other three are going to be tough to actually reach our goals. But we'll do our best. As we did last year, we will do our best. The bookies have got us down to finish 9th in the Premier League next season, and that will fit with what the board are expecting, a top half of this. But I'm sure that we can do better than that. But the unfortunate thing about the schedule as we go into this new season is that we begin with Liverpool away, then we have a very strong Tottenham team at home, followed by Chelsea away. It is a very, very difficult opening month to the Premier League, and I'd be very grateful to get 3 points out of this opening. I think it's going to be very tough. You might be shocked to see that this is a very strange looking team against Liverpool, and there are 6 players in here who are not regular starters. And we have Junior in goal, Marla, Cabango, Kotchap, Malacia in defence, Ahulu, Grimes, Hannibal and Maggiore in midfield, and Lavery and Delap starting up front. We have developed, we've changed the system a little bit, and I've also been thinking very strongly about ways to beat Liverpool. We've never been successful about Liverpool. We've really mixed things up now, which is why the team contains so many players you wouldn't expect to see in my first 11. There are 6 of them: Lavery, Delap, Maggiore, Ahulu, Cabango, who just would not be in the first team. And there is a plan to that. And we are going to do a tutorial on that if this works. And so far, so good. The 10 minutes in, Liverpool are not ahead. They are dominating proceedings, though, and they do have a free kick. And that is a great save. That is Lewis Junior's first big save for Swansea. An absolutely fabulous save from the Liverpool free kick. And Liverpool have a corner, and that's defended well. And Liverpool were offside at that corner. Hard to imagine how. Just going to make a slight change to the line, bring the line back a little bit. But as you can see, we are pressing Liverpool hard. And the idea of this, and I'm going to do a video on this, is that we are going to go and bully Liverpool. And we'll see what happens. I remain optimistic as Salah brings it forward, but that's cut out. But Mane manages to rescue it. He finds Robertson, he looks to get a ball into the box, and that is a chance for Salah, and another great save for Junior. And we are still in this game. Normally we are 2 goals down at this point, but we are still in this game, and this is working out nicely so far. And we have won the ball in the penalty area as Liverpool just fall over looking for a penalty. Here comes Lavery. We're looking to catch him on the break. Here's Malacia inside to Hannibal. Hannibal is looking forward, but that's easily defended by Van Dijk. And Liverpool are looking to bring it forward again. And here is Salah, and that's defended by Mela, who had his eye closely on Mane. And here's Malacia, he looks for Grimes. Grimes over the top, and Delap is in. Delap, can he score? Delap, and that was tame. Delap is in the team for a reason, as is Lavry. And the reason being is that we are trying to bully Liverpool. And if you watch the tutorial that is up and coming on this, you'll understand what we're actually trying to do. And so far, so good. Liverpool have not really penetrated us. And here, though, is a chance. And Jota fires it almost straight at the goalkeeper. But that's another fine save by Junior. And we are holding on at the moment. And Liverpool are still pressing, but we are still in this game, which normally we are not. And that's an offside. And I feel fairly good that this is working out. You can't expect Liverpool not to have chances. They're going to have chances. But this is a system I believe in, and I think we might get something out of the game as Delap finds Lavry. Lavry's looking for Delap and Van Dijk. He passes it back to Becker, but we are putting them under pressure, and they have lost the ball. And here is Hannibal, and here is Mal, he's looking, and Delap is into the penalty area, and there is Hannibal! He has scored the opening goal. It is Liverpool 0, Swansea 1. This is magical, and it's taken a long time to work this out, and so be it. We have taken the lead. Delap found space in the box, and Hannibal, on his debut for Swansea, sneaked in at the near post to tap it in. It is Liverpool 0, Swansea 1. What a start. What a brilliant start. And is this actually working? But here come Liverpool. And Liverpool are looking to put some pressure on us, but that's easily defended. Magyar finds Delap. Delap to Muller. He looks inside to Delap again. Delap, he's looking for Hannibal. Hannibal finds Mahler on the outside. He looks for Delap. Delap to Hannibal, and Ravary is in. And that was a chance, and he could have made it 2-0. And that was a real chance. And having soaked up the early pressure from Liverpool, we are now coming back into this game. And Grimes brings it, flicks in the corner, and Cabango at the far post. And that's easily saved by Becker. We are in this game, and we are giving Liverpool a serious fright. As Robertson, he finds Fabinho. Fabinho, back to Robertson. It finds its way again back to Robertson. He is very much earmarked as a danger man, Robertson. And also Van Dijk is something that we need to think about. And Mane has beaten his man, and Mane finds Jota, and Jota has made it 1-1. It is Liverpool 1, Swansea 1. Our joy was a little short-lived, but I still feel that we can get something out of this game. I think it's working. That was poor defending, and we need to stop the defenders pressing so much. Because he just skipped past him, and we need to stop that happening. As Liverpool have another chance, and that's a brilliant save again by Junior, and everything is going to plan. Everything is going to plan at the moment. They are working extremely hard. We are bullying Liverpool. We are making them play at a pace they don't want to play. And it is the second half now. Told him just to carry on. And here comes Delap to Ravely, and Delap has made it 2-1. We are back in the lead. We have caught Liverpool on the break again. Maybe it's going to be given offside. It did look a little offside. But the goal is awarded. And lovely football. High-tempo football. Lavry to Delap. It did look a little offside. But the goal has been awarded. And we are back in front. And it is now Liverpool 1, Swansea 2. But Liverpool have a chance. And here's Van Dijk. And Van Dijk was left alone. And it is now Liverpool 2, Swansea 2. And that was a dreadful, dreadful mistake, I think, on my part. Virgil van Dijk just totally on his own in our penalty area. Nobody closing him down, and he was able to make it 2-2. It's Liverpool 2, Swansea 2, and even a draw at Anfield is going to be a fantastic result. But can we just do one more? Can we just get one more goal and make it 3-2? It would be a fabulous victory if we could. I'm quite happy with 2-2. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to keep this system going. And it looks like it's going to... There's nothing really much happening. We've closed Liverpool down completely now. And I think it is probably... Unless there's a last-minute highlight, I think it is probably going to finish 2-2. And it is. It's Liverpool 2, Swansea 2. And I think that is an amazing result. Finally, we've worked out how to get something out of these Liverpool fixtures. And so we will take that for what was really the hardest fixture we could have had on the opening day. And a fabulous performance. The fans are extremely happy. I'm extremely happy. And we have started well. The new season has begun well. And if we have a look at the schedule, though, it gets harder. We have Tottenham at home and then Chelsea away. And then our fixtures will start to get a little bit easier as we go into Carabao Cup and Euro Cup territory, when we will be needing to rotate a great deal. There will be some more transfer activity, I think. So what we'll do is we'll come back after the transfer window is shut for the Blackburn game. And we can give you an update then on how the transfer window closed. I do think there will be more coming in the transfer market. So that's it for this video. We are off and running in a brand new season, season 4, and we are in the Euro Cup and hoping to improve on our 5th position in the league that we finished last year. If you are new to the channel, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help the channel to grow and help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling above. And all that remains to be said now is we'll see you after the transfer window closes for the Blackburn game.